St. Louis isn't known as a music hub, at least not in a sense that Nashville and LA are. But still, through the decades, the scene here has incubated and launched an impressive amount of talent into the limelight. Eventually, when good food and good music is in the same mixing bowl, their paths are going to cross. But what happens when creative juices of the musical world crosses into the kitchens of your local restaurant? I don't know for sure, but I always wanted to find out. As a chef, I need to stay curious in order to evolve. For me, that means looking beyond a good meal to learn more about who made it and what inspires them to cook.
La comida es amor.
Every great city has great food. I'm going on a journey around the world, right here in St. Louis. I'm on a quest to find passionate chefs who cooks from the heart.
It's exciting.
And I think it's the best.
To prove that food is love.
And it's gonna be delicious.
Food is love. Love your food. To live the life of a chef, one must have stamina. Early mornings and late nights, daily logistical challenges, labor shortages, and just general uncertainties are par for the course in the restaurant business. Having the energy to get up and do it again each morning is certainly not for the weak. Throughout the 90s, an alt, rock, punk, ska, reggae band known as The Urge rose to stardom in St. Louis. Their unique combination of brass instrument line, metal and punk influences made The Urge an anomaly in the music industry at the time, and that earned them fans across multiple genres. But ask any Urge fan, and they'll tell you that it's the high energy the band brings to the stage that makes the show so good. Today I'm on my way to have lunch with Steve Ewing, lead singer of The Urge and owner of Steve's Hotdogs, where his stamina and creativity from the stage has crossed over to some delicious dogs.
The Urge is a mix of a bunch of different styles. So, especially like in the 90s where the ska music scene was really jumping up. People would call us a ska band because we had horns and we were totally into ska music. But we're a mix of a ton of stuff. I mean, ska, reggae, punk rock is a big influence on us, metal.
Yeah.
So imagine if you took all those genres and put them together. That was The Urge. And so it was quite unique.
So it's like a stew of a lot of different ingredients. A big music star to a hot dog place. How did that all happen?
I wanted to get in the food game at some point in my life, but we were touring a lot as The Urge. We toured for years and years and years. One of my favorite things to do is to eat street food while we were out on the road. I was very interested in it. So when I got off the road for a little while, moved back to St. Louis, I thought a good way to get into the food industry would be like, let me just start a hot dog cart. Let me just see how I do, learn a little bit. And it was almost like a second job because I was also playing a lot at that point. I was playing here locally, probably a couple hundred shows a year. So I got in the game with hot dogs, started doing lunch, and figured I really like this. I could do this during the day, and I could still do music at nighttime. So what started off as a hot dog cart then turned into a brick and mortar. So we got our place, our first place over in a neighborhood called The Hill, like 11 years ago.
Okay.
And then from there, just kind of.
How come you chose the hot dog? Is that do you have a love for hot dogs? Or?
I love them. It was one of my go-tos while we were out. So I tried to stay healthy while we were on the road.
Yeah.
But I
eating hot dogs?
No, I could never pass up a hot dog though at night. Or a guy with a cart at night after a show. If we were, in Chicago or New Orleans or any of those towns, where that's popular.
Yeah.
I could never pass it up. And of course, there'd be a line of people to get that late night food. So it was like, man, I can do that. I can totally do that.
I think it's cool how eating in different cities on the road turned a light on in Steve's head about the food scene back home. Have you ever been to Denmark?
I have been to Denmark.
You know, we have these little street cars with hot dogs.
I don't remember that.
Red hot dogs. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I just remembered talking to you right now.
Yeah.
It's like a night snack. And so all the chefs, they, when we're done at the shift in the restaurants, we go out and we meet at the hot dog stand. We're creating these incredible meals during the night.
Yep.
And then what we crave after work is a beer and a hot dog.
Yep.
If you had to recommend any of your hot dogs, which one is the #1 seller here?
The #1 seller is probably the Gorilla, the mac and cheese hot dog. Probably the #2 seller is the bacon Jamaican, which is my favorite. First one I make is a Gorilla mac and cheese dog. This is probably one of the big sellers in the house right here.
Okay.
Starts with our bun. Our buns are made from a small bakery in town called Vitali's, which is on the hill.
So that's an important part of a hot dog is the bread.
It's like the hugest part. Like any sandwich really is about the bread, in my opinion. The bread and the meats, of course. And then we make our mac and cheese fresh all day long. Mac and cheese on that. Yeah. And there we get a little bit of bacon. It goes on top like that. We get a little bit of fried onion. That goes on there like that. That is our Gorilla mac and cheese dog.
Oh, wow. All right, here. I'll give you half.
Yep.
You give me half.
Awesome.
So what do you drink with a hot dog?
Cold soda.
Cold soda?
Yep.
And that's what you have to?
Yes.
Okay.
What's up there, drink?
Cold soda, I guess. How about a diet?
Guess I need a cold soda.
I'm trying to do everything the right way.
Right.
You know, that's part of the experience. All right.
Bacon, Jamaican.
It doesn't matter how old you are. There's just something about a hot dog.
We use New York Nathans. Mm-hmm. We do a low temperature smoke, and then we grill on open flame. So you get the smoke flavor, but you also get that kind of outdoor backyard flame flavor.
Yeah.
The dog is really good just by itself and the bun. Like I said, the bun's from Vitali's, so it's got a good bite to it. It doesn't get all soggy when you put a bunch of toppings in it, so it holds up really nicely.
Yeah. Because normally a hot dog bun is really soft bread.
Soft, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
This one's got a little bite to it, a little chew. Gorilla mac and cheese!
People think these simple things are simple. You know, they are, but they're not.
Right.
The pasta has to be cooked the right way. There's a lot of things that goes into it to make it perfect.
You're exactly right. That one there, that's my favorite.
You can't talk when you're eating a hot dog.
No, you can't.
Until now, I hadn't considered it, but after seeing how Steve is using the hot dog as a base to carry so many interesting flavors, I'm sort of kicking myself for ignoring it for so long. The bacon Jamaican or the Gorilla mac and cheese dog both had me scheming on a plan to come back for lunch tomorrow. So now, as I've gotten to know you a little bit, we're going to try to come to one of your shows. So what's the chances we're going to sing together on that? Or you don't invite fat chefs up on the scene? No, you don't have to make any commitment. That was a joke.
You gotta just grab the mic.
Yeah. No, I'm too shy. That was delicious.
Thank you.
I'm leaving Steve's inspired with a new respect for the hot dog niche of the food scene here in St. Louis. And even better, I'm leaving with a new friend. I gotta find this picture of the Danish hot dog because you're gonna have to have a Danish hot dog.
I'm gonna have to do a Danish dog. Right?
Yeah, or we can call it the Viking. But for now, I'm on my way to meet another St. Louis chef. This one isn't a singer or a musician at all, but his experience in the kitchen found him cooking for some of the biggest names in rock and roll. looking a little bit into your background, I know you probably have some good stories. You've seen a couple of things.
A lot of years on the road.
Meet Chef Jimmy Voss. Jimmy is the chef here at West End Bar and Grill, or Wee Gab, as it's known by locals. Wee Gab is like a lot of the pubs that riddles the corners of this city. They have a trivia night and a faithful set of regulars that come in like clockwork. And they have a menu of favorites that generations of customers keep coming in for. But probably the most unique thing they have is the former tour chef for the Grateful Dead. How did you even get started in the restaurant business?
I think of it all as an accident. A friend of mine, I went to Mercy High School with Chris Byrne, and we were just hanging out, and he said, Jimmy, you should come work at Duff's. And I'm like, Duff's, what's that? I had no idea what it was or who it was, and we walk in the back door, and he had done the work for me and for Karen Duffy. He had got me on Saturday night washing dishes and talked the guy into taking off, and he was happy to take off Saturday night. So I was washing dishes on a Saturday night. Like the third or fourth time I come up from the basement, the dish room was in the basement. The owner, Karen Duffy, runs into me at the soda station and he goes, who are you? And I'm like, I'm your dishwasher. She said, well, I didn't know anything about this. So they had secretly got me in to be the dishwasher on Saturday night without telling the boss or the owner what was going on. Anyway, within a year, I'm standing on the front line doing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night dinner. It was really a special time for Duff's, but the West End, it was happening, and the whole West End was a magic time and a magic place.
So are you a music guy too? I mean, you interested in music, or?
I grew up loving music. My dad was a drummer and had access to a lot of early jazz growing up, and the first 10 years I worked at Duff's restaurant, Karen Duffy knew what my vacation was going to be and where I was going, because I'm like, Karen, Grateful Dead, I'm going. Whether it be Chicago or Atlanta or Cincinnati or wherever I could get tickets for, I would follow them and leave St. Louis to go.
So I mean, that was before you met him and they took you. You were already a deadhead.
Yes.
Or is that the right term for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big deadhead.
Okay.
Big deadhead.
You sacrifice everything to go to all these concerts, basically, right?
Yeah. New Year's Eve in San Francisco. The Uptown Theater in Chicago, a little mini beat-up version of the Fox. Some of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. Good stuff, great stuff. I'd seen over 100 shows before Mr. John McIntyre, who managed the Grateful Dead in the early 60s. He'd grown up in Belleville, Illinois, so he was St. Louis family. And through a mutual friend, I got to meet John McIntyre, and he came into Duff's. And I met him, and he liked my food, and I started cooking for him. He'd pop his head in the kitchen and go, Jimmy, what's special tonight? And I'd tell him, and I always make sure if I knew he was coming, I'd put a little extra touch on whatever it was for Mr. John McIntyre. Then you could fast forward to summer of '86. I'm cooking at Duff's, and I get a phone call. Hi, it's John. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm cooking. What are you doing? Well, we're up here in Alpine Valley outside of Milwaukee. And I'm like, I knew what Alpine Valley was. And he says, and he goes, well, our chef just quit. He flew home, and the management team was going to call New York to figure out if they get somebody out on the road right away. But I said, I'm going to call St. Louis. I go, St. Louis? Who's in St. Louis? Jimmy's in St. Louis. So he said, can you come out and cook for the Grateful Dead? And I said, no, you're kidding. I said, sure. Sure, John, yeah. And he had done his homework and already had called Karen Duffy to ask permission. The next day I was in Ohio at the Rubber Bowl. We had Bob Dylan and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and the Grateful Dead in a little old football stadium there.
Jimmy's stories can probably fill a book. For a chef that has been a devoted Grateful Dead fan his entire life, getting the call to come cook for the band on the road is like hitting the lottery. I mean, really, what are the odds?
And they'd take me and show me what they had and what was going on, what the people had left, and said, what are you going to do? So I looked at it, immediately gave them a menu with what I was going to do, and they said, okay, and they left. And I was there cooking, and then I turn around and here's Mickey Hart. Well, can you make me a roast beef sandwich? I'm like, sure. You know, and one by one, everybody came through and wanted something, but they really wanted to just meet the new guy. And fortunately, after already having 100 or so shows under my belt, I had grown up enough that I knew what I was doing and where I was, and said, Jimmy, this is your chance. You better make it.
Yeah.
And so they kept asking me back after that. At one point, one of them pulled me aside and said, you know, we're on the road all the time. What we really miss here is Mom's home cooking. Because I thought I wanted to get fancy and impress.
Yeah.
And he said, we want Mom's home cooking.
Yeah.
So in a sense, I became Grandma Jimmy from that point, and then I realized I stopped trying so hard. You know, you do a prime rib with mashed potatoes, it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Comfort food.
Comfort food. Remind them that there's grandmas here. The rubber bowl was the start of it all. I got to meet
Tom Petty and Mr. Dillon. That's not a bad way to start.
Oh no! I mean, I turn around there. I've got a dining room, and they're all in the dining room eating lunch, and I passed the tests. It started raining on loadout, and I had one of the managers from New York. He said, "If you were to do this, what would you do?" And I remember two things I told him. We've got everything in these little boxes everywhere, and you look on the stage, and they've got everything in all these beautiful road cases. I said, I would build myself a road case to put all my stuff in so I could wheel it in and have it. My first show back as tour chef for Grateful Dead, Phil comes into the kitchen, and he rolls this massive box in. And he goes, here you go, Jimmy, we built it for you. And it's this road case that's like this. And you can open up the cabinet, and it's got every little pot and pan and tool and drawers with everything you need. And this row is all spices and more canned goods. And I'm like, I didn't know what to say. And we called it Bertha. Anybody who's familiar with this song, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's big.
But in the kitchen, the dishes is as colorful as the members of the Grateful Dead themselves.
I cook with color. I'm gonna make for you the tangerine teriyaki salmon with the stir-fried wild rice.
Well, I mean, I'm not a deadhead, but I'm a parrot head.
I think I've done a couple of his shows a couple times, but I can't remember. So I got the basic foundation of wild rice, and you can put just about anything you want into a stir fry.
There's a lot of different things in this dish.
This is my tangerine teriyaki, but you can see how quick it happens. A little broccolini for a garnish.
You were on the road. How many people were helping you in the kitchen?
1, 2, or 3, depending on the size and the magnitude of the show. A little bit more sesame seed. And there you have it.
If you got the phone call, if they called you and said, hey, we're doing a reunion for the Grateful Dead, would you have it in you to say no to that, or would you go?
I wouldn't have to think about it. Grateful Dead is my second family. Sorry, William.
Yeah.
They love salmon.
Jimmy may not be on the road with the Dead, but he's never far from a show, because there's yet another element that attracts people to Wee Gap. West End Bar and Grill is connected to this, the Gaslight Theater, which hosts shows in conjunction with dinners at Wee Gap. Come for dinner, stay for the show. This is William Roth, actor and owner of Wee Gap, as well as the adjoining Gaslight Theater.
And I've been an actor most of my adult life, and so I was like, well, maybe I could turn this into a theater.
Yeah.
And I've also been an actor long enough to know that, people go to dinner and they say they're going to come to your show, but they're all the way across town and they're on their third martini and they look at their watch and it's 10 days. They're like, oh, we'll see William's show next weekend.
Yeah.
So this culture cuisine cocktail idea came up. So I built the theater, talked to my friend Neil Costello and some other high school buddies to start the restaurant, and the rest is history 15 years later.
The Gaslight is a throwback to an era gone by, when a part of the West End called the Gaslight Square was known the world around and attracted the who is who of the entertainment and artist world.
It pays homage to it, but it's funny, from Boyle and Olive, which is just one stop up, about a block and a half east, from 1950 to 70, it was hopping, man. I mean, it was like the little Greenwich Village strip, and there were coffee houses and performance spaces, and everybody from all over the world would come, and the Smothers Brothers and Barbra Streisand and Noel Coward, and I mean, just amazing who you could find performing. Woody Allen would do comedy sets, and then he'd go to the black clubs on the other side of Del Mar, would stay open till 3. He'd go over there and play his clarinet until 3 in the morning. I mean, there was just an amazing and true St. Louis history. I mean, it all was like 10 years is all it lasted. It just like flamed out.
To hear William talk about it, Gaslight Square must have been something. The stories were strong enough to inspire him to do all the work he's done here.
It's cool there is a theater attached to the restaurant.
And, you know, there's always actors and writers and playwrights from all over the country that are coming and going, from our St. Louis Actors Studio that performs in here. There was nothing in here since the 50s, so the roof was gone. If it wasn't stone or brick, it was in the basement. And so we had full reign to do what we wanted. And so we turned this into a proscenium storefront theater with 99 seats up and down and a tech room in the back.
So you're an actor too?
I am. I'm the stage actor.
I've always wanted to do Hamlet. You're familiar with that?
Bring it. Yeah.
You know, my rendition of Hamlet, is this the time, or this is not a good?
No, it's good as long as it's under 4 hours.
Food, culture, entertainment, theater, art, all of that stuff is right here. I mean, it's just amazing.
And it all feeds each other. This culture cuisine cocktail, like I said, it's really really works, because especially on show nights when you've got a bunch of people eating and then they all come in here and then the next round of people are eating while the show's in, and at act break people are coming out and they're like, what's going on in there? And then the actors hang out afterwards, and you've got these interesting writers and artists from all over that are just kind of hanging around and eating and talking, and it's a great place. Food and culture,
right. Yeah, I mean, it's a great combination.
And the idea always for our restaurant over there was this progressive pub food, where it was like, you know, you're going to be able to eat there every night if you want. That's how the structure is price-wise.
William have found a way to merge the entertainment component to the food at We Gap.
And I'm serious about the Hamlet part.
Are you?
No big surprise, but my Hamlet debut is going to have to wait.
Maybe I can start over at the Blue Strawberry at the open mic night on Sunday.
Definitely. Hone your skills.
As I sit here at Blue Strawberry, and the toasted ravioli are pretty good here, by the way, I can't help think that it's all connected. Food and music, I mean. I would be lying if I said that hearing Jimmy's stories and meeting a rock star like Steve didn't conjure up fantasies in my mind of what could have been.
Well, maybe, you know, I get to sing with the Urge one day. You never know. I have the urge now.
You might have to come and grab the mic.
Maybe it's never too late to follow a dream. Maybe Steve and I can start our own band.
Do you want to go on a raid with me?
I'll jump right on in, man. Let's go.
But really, who am I kidding? And judging by William's response to my Hamlet idea, I should probably just stick to the kitchen. There's an interesting parallel in these particular stories. Jimmy's diligence in the restaurant business eventually led him straight to the music he was so passionate about, while Steve's passion for music eventually led him to start the restaurant business he always dreamt of. Food plays a central role in both stories, just like thousands of other stories that makes up the St. Louis food scene.
You're helping other people that can't get any food to get food.
We have a charity program called Feed the People, which started as just a hashtag just to let people know that we were already feeding like some homeless folks and some kids who didn't have meals from school. So we were kind of subsidizing kids' meals and helping to feed the homeless. When the pandemic hit, we realized that it was extremely important at that point to really feed the kids because school was out.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids depend on schools to provide at least a couple meals for them throughout the day. The idea was to get our food out to people on the streets.
Food is love, and hot dogs is definitely love.
All love.
The rhythm of the kitchen is music all of its own. Maybe that's why food and music is such a natural fit. All right, Steve, you're gonna get a run for your money. The Big Dane, it's called. It's Havarti cheese, jalapeno, bacon, and brisket hot dogs. Salmon. Jimmy Voss, he did a lot of stuff with fun flavors. I wish I had some scarlet begonias. I think some Urge lyrics says it nicely, with a slight tweak. 4 letters and 2 words. Words that mean the same. One is love and one is food. Food is love.